It's your girl Jazzy K with Super Tight TV. We want to thank everyone that's been watching. Hey, if you do us a favor and hit that subscribe button, also press the notification bell so you can be notified every time we drop a new video.
You're not tuned into something super tight. Puffin' something sticky, nigga, I roll through the light. Need to hear something real just to get me through the night. I'm looking for them jackets cause I know they looking shy. Know I'ma get some game tuned in with super tight, yeah. I get the low love from Big Bobo, from the front seat, not no photos.
Already, baby, what's up with it and what it do? It's your big dog, Bobo Luciano. I want to thank everybody again for tuning in to Super Tight TV. We back, up your back, going smack, smack, smack. Just like that. I hope it feel good to you too, because it damn sure feel good to me. I got my sexy ass, gorgeous, beautiful wife.
It's your girl Jazzy K.
In the building.
In this B.I.G.
What you drinking? Cheers.
Hey. Cheers.
Hey, margarita time.
Margaritaville.
Hey, today
It's
we got
5 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere in the world. Hey, today we got a new family member done slid through and about to show some love to the show. I got my man, Devin is in the building. Yeah, already. Representing. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing well. Thank y'all for having me.
I like that hat.
Appreciate it.
That's a big B.
My son got it for me.
Did he?
Yeah. He always give me all the fashion stuff. So.
Oh yeah, they keep us cool. Don't
Yeah,
they?
he understand. He
understood the assignment.
Everything. You know. I don't even know where he got it from, but it was cool. So
Already.
Yeah.
Well, say, man, I don't know if you know because we've been jumping and running.
Yeah.
You see you sitting at the Texas table, right?
Indeed.
And we all about positive energy.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about?
exactly.
And you see the blue star. That's the Apollo stump. So if you rub the blue star, that's for positive energy for your life, your career, and any endeavor that you got going on.
Let's rub
But
it
wait a
in.
minute. You got to leave some for us too, though.
Okay.
Leave some of that positive energy for the Super Tight TV podcast.
He
all right?
definitely got some positive energy. That's
Oh,
why,
yeah. We about to talk about it,
That's why
right?
he at the table.
That's real. That's real. We don't fuck with fuck boys.
Oh no.
We try not to anyway.
No.
Sometimes they slide in.
Slide in. Say, when you my beautiful wife gonna get it started, all right?
All right.
All right, Mr. Lamb. Well, I'm so excited to have you on the show.
Yes, ma'am.
I first learned about you on the news when you were talking about your mentoring program. And then I went to your social media pages and I watched your lives, and you're so genuine. It struck a nerve with me, and I was like, well, nerve, that's not a good word. Why you said it? Pulled at my heartstrings.
Yeah,
what
that's
it did.
better.
I understand
That's
what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like, damn, you struck a nerve,
Struck a
nigga.
nerve is bad. I didn't mean that.
That could be a bad thing.
But because I too, like, I have a heart for the youth, and it's just so hard now being a kid.
It is.
Like, they have so much on them that we didn't have to deal with, and so much is to their, you know what I mean? They could just get their hands on so much that we couldn't get involved in when we were younger.
Life was simpler then.
That's right.
It was.
Absolutely.
It was, and more innocent.
Yes.
And so now, you know, it's a different time, and we're in a time where a lot of people, you know, turn their back on the kids. You got teachers turning their back on the kids.
Fighting the kids.
And like you said, when I was looking at your live, you mentioned talking about the young man you were mentoring, that he's young with an underdeveloped mind.
That's
like,
right.
You know what I mean? You still growing, you're still learning, you're gonna make mistakes. So they shouldn't be written off. So with that being said, we wanted to have you on the show to tell your story.
Yeah.
And then let's talk about what you're doing in the community.
Yeah. Glad you guys had me here. So just to give a little backdrop about myself, I am from Fort Worth, Texas. You know, pretty much born and raised. I've been here most of my life. I lived in different places, but this has been majority of where I've been for most of my life. You know, myself was also a young man for a while, and troubled, less than others and probably more than others. But, you know, just this typical story of all of us that's been through things in life. And so I started I committed to the youth through martial arts and coaching.
That's what's up.
And being a fighter. I didn't know that I was going to be a coach. It was sprung upon me through my stepson years ago, and then God used that avenue to start mentoring people. So I found my calling through coaching and then fighting and stuff. So I fought pro for a while and boxing, kickboxing, and mixed martial arts. Won a IKF kickboxing title in kickboxing, but that wasn't the main thing, man. I because when I got back into fighting, I thought, why am I doing this? Because when I was fighting, it wasn't that I was super passionate about it. It was just that I was good at it and needed another avenue for an outlet of other things.
Yes.
And then I found through that my calling was through the youth and mentoring and stuff like that. And so that's how I got into coaching and got into mentoring, and opened up doors for me to go into the schools and talk to these kids in the schools, elementary, middle school, the juvenile schools, and in the community and stuff like that. So
that's what's up.
Really.
Because I remember being in school, it was so many.
Right.
Like you had so many programs, you had so many people coming to the schools that you could, talk to, different programs. And now it's not like that. It seems like every time you look up, they taking stuff out of the school.
Right.
So how did you go about being able to get involved with?
Well, it started at the Metro School in Fort Worth years ago. It's actually where I found one of my top fighters that I have now.
Is Metro, excuse me, I mean to cut you out. Is Metro like y'all's alternative school?
It is.
Yeah, just
It
like
is.
it was in
Everybody
there.
got a Metro.
Yeah. Me and my friend Angel, he had invited me out to go talk to the kids, all the kids in the school. And once we talked to the kids, the principal asked us to come back to implement this life empowerment program. So we have a life empowerment program. Basically, it teaches the life skills that they don't really teach you in school. So all the stuff that the stuff you learn in school is, a lot of it is admissible, right?
Yes.
Because they don't teach you the things that you need to do in life.
Yeah.
And so we came up with a curriculum of stuff that we wasn't taught or we wasn't told, to prepare us for the real life situation. So we
what does that look like?
It's called LNA, which is my last name and his last name is LNA Life Empowerment Workshops.
Okay.
And we just have like a 5-week curriculum and a program that we go through life scenarios. We do a lot of skits and we talk about, we do scenarios of like, okay, if you're in this situation, then what would you do?
Yes.
If in this situation, what would you do? We speak on, about bank accounts and credit and all those things. Those are all the stuff that we don't really learn, especially in our culture.
That's real.
We need to link up because we also have a nonprofit, Credit Healers, where financial literacy. That's where our passion is too with that, because you're right. They you sit in school for umpteenth years, you learn a bunch of lies in history class, and then they let you go and say, all right, go be grown.
Yeah.
And not once do they teach you those life skills. So
well, they teach you really to be programmed in the mind.
Yes.
And I'm not saying that college is bad. I think college is a good thing, but I'm going to say this, that it's not always the best thing for everybody. And sometimes you need to learn how to have programs to teach people to be entrepreneurs and leaders and stuff like that, instead of teaching them to be programmed to follow the system that's mainly broken. And so where I come in, because I didn't go to college, and I had a felony and things, so I had to learn, and I've been working for myself for a long time, self-employed for a long time, under those circumstances and those conditions. So I wanted people to learn how to think for themselves as well. If college is a path for you and you're going there for a certain situation, a certain program, then that's fine. But don't think that because you don't go to college or you don't go to these places that you're doomed for failure in life. And that's what I want to say. There's so many other things you can do, and so many people are called to do different things.
That's true.
So that's what I always try to get into people's mind, is that I want you to learn how to be yourself and learn to what works for you.
Exactly.
That's right.
That's beautiful.
And you touched on something very important because we have this same conversation, with our kids. We didn't want to be the kind of parents that's like, oh, you're going to go to college or you're a failure, because college is not for everybody.
It's not.
It's just not, but you definitely got to have something. You know what I mean?
Something behind your name.
Right. So opening doors and opening their eyes to see that there are other avenues. You don't necessarily just have to go to a 4-year university. And if you do go there and you don't make it, that doesn't mean you're a failure.
That's right.
It's other stuff to do.
That's right.
So, yeah.
Well, as you know, and as we all know, that there's a lot of people that went to college and went to things and still don't do nothing with the degree that they have.
Baby, Kanye West said it best.
What'd he say, baby?
On that album. College dropout.
Okay.
What's gonna keep me warm? Those degrees.
That's right.
So let me ask you a question. Let's go back from the beginning. Your family life. What side of Fort Worth did you come up in?
Well, north side and the east side. So most of my family is from the north side.
Okay.
Most of my family is from the north side. And me being there too. But my position was my stomping grounds and where I most of my time and hung out and places I was at with my family and cousins was on the east side of Fort Worth.
Okay. And talk about your family. Were you only child? Were you?
No, I have 10 siblings.
Wow. Where you fall in the pecking order?
I'm the oldest.
Oh, wow.
I'm the oldest. So split though, right? So my mom had myself and my brother.
Okay.
And then my stepdad. And then my biological father, who's also from the north side, like my mom, has eight other children.
Okay.
Or 10 children, So it's probably it's 12. It's 12 altogether, but 10 on my dad's side. And I got 2 other siblings on my mom's side.
Okay, got you. Ooh, that's a big family.
Yeah.
So
and the oldest.
Draw a picture for the family members that's listening, that's watching the podcast, about how you grew up in Fort Worth and what you saw through your eyes, so we can see where you've come from.
Yeah, so I grew up in Fort Worth, man. And then, my mom married my dad, which is my stepdad. Yeah. And who ended up going into the military. So I got to see other parts of life besides just the city. Most of my time was here, but I got to live in different places and stuff like that. Family life was typical of a lot of young black males or black families. I can't say that I grew up in the worst like mom and dad position, as a lot of us haven't. They just won't tell you that. You know what I'm saying? But when you grow up with parents that can't tell you and teach you things about a certain type of lifestyle that you end up going towards, is when it becomes the problem with us.
Oh yeah, we seek it out almost.
We seek it. Oh, absolutely, because almost the world raises the children more than the parents do.
Yeah,
that's exactly what's happening now.
You know what I mean? So when you get to school and you're around the neighborhood and you're around your peers and you're around these kind of people, those are the influences.
We spend more time with them
of your life than parents.
Yes.
And when your parents in a certain generation, they don't know how to speak to you about gang culture or street life or things like that. They can tell you certain things like, this is what you should do in your life to not be this way or not be this way, but to go in depth, you miss that. You miss that a lot for sure. And I was one of those people. I wasn't no exempt from missing that. And so being bored and not wanting a lot of things to do made as they say, the idle mind's the devil's playground. So my brain was more interested into what the knuckleheads was doing. Yeah.
Find yourself involved.
Right out there.
Yes.
Early too.
How old were you when you got involved, you think?
Getting in trouble and doing miscellaneous things, it starts for me about 9 years old.
Wow.
Just small things, but then, like you say, you don't know at that time those small things turn into big things later.
Yeah.
Big things later.
You get courage.
Right.
Ooh, I got away with that one. I can get away with this one.
Right.
Then it just escalates from there.
And a lot of young black males like that, they won't say that sometimes they get involved with certain things because of curiosity, also even sometimes insecurity, and also trying to find themselves and their identity as well. Most people, that's how they end up getting in those places. You know, no one is born really bad.
It's a
learned trait and learned behavior.
Yes.
And when you're out there, you know, you got two faces. When you're at home with mom and dad, you're a different person. And sometimes they think they're visualizing somebody they think they know. Then when you're out in that other side of that world, you're a different person. Which essentially you become more of that person than the one that mom and dad essentially wanted you to be.
Yes, that's real.
You know,
because you didn't really. I mean, you deceiving. I'm talking from my experiences too, because you really deceiving your parents.
That's right,
and that's a skill. You know what I'm saying? Manipulation. That's a manipulation skill.
Learn that early.
Yes, and then once you get away with it, you're like, man, that's a skill I got right there. I can use that later on in life. And I feel everything.
And I know from my parents, they was like, when they start seeing things and patterns and behavior things, I can see now looking back, I can see in their spirit like, dang man, what happened? Or
how?
What did I go wrong? Or what was going on? What did I miss and stuff like that? But like you said, it's just when you're out here, it's different. You know, it's a different mask, different faces.
And we mentioned someone off camera, and you know, you're mentioning some of the same things that he brought up, Trent Rose, brother
Shout
Trent
out
Rose,
Trent Rose.
and just being with those away from your parents, you know, for all that time in school, trying to fit in.
That's right.
You know, because I came up in a good situation too. Mom and dad both there. You know what I'm saying? And you seek out. You know, not trying to be cool. Just I don't know if it was just trying to fit in, but like you say, a curious mind, adolescent mind,
the adolescent mind, undeveloped mind,
undeveloped mind. Yes, and at that time when I came up right when gangbanging had just really, I'm not gonna say started, but it became real popular with, you know, the movie Colors.
Yeah, I was one of the same ones that watched that movie.
NWA came,
same way.
Yeah. We was like, wow.
Got infatuated with it early. Absolutely.
Yeah, so it kind of pulls you into that direction, especially if your parents just, you know, my dad worked 2 jobs. My mom worked, and then she came home and took care of the family. So she was working. Then, you know, we outside.
That's it.
You know, we outside, or we at school, you know, and it's different.
Which is still outside.
Yes, which is still way outside.
Especially now.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah, you said a mouthful. Yeah, so I can relate to that, brother.
Yeah.
And so you were involved in a gang at an early age? Or
No. Just like being mischievous.
Oh, that was all it was. Okay,
that's being bad.
Okay,
and that
you never got involved with gang culture.
No, I did eventually later on.
Okay,
affiliated because of my cousin, and that, of course, like a lot of young black males or young Latino males, we have somebody that maybe was a year older, a couple years older, that was involved with affiliations, and then, hey man, I want to be like him. I want to be like him. I like the way this look. Because like you said, in the colors thing, it was like, oh, this look cool. But you not knowing that's not what that is, but it is. And then when you see your family or people that you're close with or around with, uncles, cousins, family, that got involved, you say, yeah, well, we out here too, so let's do the same thing.
Already.
And that's what happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's how all that kind of took a turn. It was there for a while, and then I learned quick. Not quick. It took some time, but I learned. Okay,
I ain't about this. Ain't
this is kind of not like what I really don't want to be doing.
What you think slowed you down? The felony?
Jail. Going to jail and learning that wasn't a place that I wanted to be. That's not a place that I want to make my journey for the rest of my life.
That's not my ministry.
Now
she's stupid. How much time you do?
For some it is.
Oh yeah,
just county, man. Like not too much.
Oh yeah,
you learn.
But you know, here's the thing. I thought I learned. That was funny. That was good.
Yeah.
I thought I learned, but then like you get out and then you go right back to the nonsense. You go right back to the nonsense. I was 20 years old,
happens.
19, 20 years old.
Oh, yeah.
20, so it took me a long time to get out that mentality, probably till I was in my 30s.
Okay.
Probably into my 30s, you know, because it was, you know, once you get out there, it was like a adrenaline thing anyway, you know, the fights, getting into the fights at the clubs, the fights, the shootouts and all that stuff you thought was cool. You just kept kind of moving around. And when you go keep putting yourself in these environments, what else do you think is supposed to change?
And not only that, once you build a certain persona around yourself, and then you say, I'm gonna change, I ain't gonna do, it's hard. Because people still like, oh, you gonna let him do you like that? And then, you know what I mean? Yeah. It does take some learning.
Yeah, you create in this world, you create a character. It is a character. Man. You know, it truly is. And a lot of these guys, and you become that character. Yes. And when you become that character, it's hard to like come back off of that.
It's hard to separate bullshit from reality.
Because you gotta like keep it up. And you got to keep doing this and keep acting like this, you know, because everybody else is doing it. So you got to keep doing it.
And sometimes even if you stop, people going to still see you as their character.
Man, I deal with that. I deal with that even at 47 years old.
Because I can't look at Danny Glover the same after The Color Purple. I just,
you know, for real.
He missed her. He missed her now. You know what I mean? So
because none of us really, none of us really was supposed to be that. But because of upbringing or because of who you was around or family circumstances or even some people, other family members that was involved with the stuff, you end up becoming that, you know, because a lot of the guys that I know, like my brother Trent Rose, is a good brother, you know, and his story, as he's shared with you, he can tell you that he had a good mom. I mean, he didn't have his dad and all that, but he would tell you they had a good mom, but he was outside. He was outside, and when all that thing jumped off, you know, he had a choice in making that choice. Ultimately, end up making him starting something that he didn't think was going to be
as big as it is.
As big as it is, and that ended up becoming a part of a lot of us. I mean, because of him, there was like my family and other guys in the neighborhood and stuff like that, and then myself being infatuated with all that stuff. All that came from that, but he still young, undeveloped mind, not knowing. And that's why he's so against that deal to this day.
It's almost like when the crack hit.
Right.
Foresight, afterthought, should I say.
Right.
If we'd have known what it was going to do to the black community, I don't think a lot of people would have did.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Hindsight is 20/20.
Yeah,
right.
All
you know what I'm saying? It was quick money. But then we didn't know we were going to destroy our community at the same time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And really hadn't been the same since. You know what I mean? So.
And we had some help with that.
Yeah, we did. But
Thank you, U.S. government.
Yeah, but it was the ignorance of us that pushed it to our own people.
Right.
You know, and we have to take accountability for that. You know, if we're men. Just like you say, it's a point in your life where you just say, well,
that's true.
Damn, I was crazy for doing that. You know what I'm saying? So now during your wild years, did you lose any of your comrades, any of your partners?
A whole bunch. I mean, that's a whole bunch. Get those calls all the time. You know, and so it was hard. And that's, you know, my mom, dad, uncles, family, they was all worried about me for a period of time because from the outside in, they can see that I was like going off the deep end. In my mind, undeveloped mind, I didn't think that, you know, because once you're involved, you get blind.
Yes.
You get blind to that stuff, and then you're thinking that this is a normal way of thinking, and you think this is a normal way of living. Even if you have an intelligent mind, if you get out there, the devil know how to cloud that and make you think that you're something that you're not, or something that you shouldn't be, or something that you're supposed to be.
Yes.
But once you're there, and that's where he can just go and move you in any way you want to move.
Manipulate you.
And everybody's looking at you like, come on, man, you're better than this. You shouldn't do this. You shouldn't be here. Stop. Chill out. You know, I didn't have a lot of that, but I had certain people who were like, hey, bro, pump it.
Yeah.
Pump it. But you didn't have that consistently.
Right.
You know, and to that's why I think I'm go so hard with these youngsters right now, because I didn't have somebody on me like that. And my mom asked me a question not too long ago. She said, had we been able to talk to you and tell you, do you think you would have listened?
No.
That was a hell of a question she threw on me, and I said, you know, Mom, I don't know. Yeah. Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Because all kids get to that stage where, I mean, if they talk to you young, when you were in the impressionable stage and your parents are everything, maybe. Yeah. But once they get to where you don't know nothing and you old.
Right.
Once you're 19, 18, 19, 20, yeah.
Before that, now they be 12.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Different world. Because even back then, I realized the difference between us growing up and these guys growing up is that there was still a moral factor. Like, we knew not to mess with like old people or people that was outside of the jurisdiction, Jaye, of the situation we was in. We knew not to bother these people. So I still had manners, like, because I was taught that open up the door for old people. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. You know, that was still a part of this deal. It was just when you was in that world, then everything was all a go.
Yes.
But over here, it was still respect and morals. Now we have none of that. They'll kill you, me, you, and not even think about it. You know, so that's the difference that was going on back then than it is today.
Well, nowadays, some of the parents are ignorant as well.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Much so.
And they'll get right along with you. You know what I mean? And I mean, I saw a deal today. Somebody posted where two ladies came to a red light. I guess somebody got upset because they didn't put a blinker on.
That's right.
I mean, and they jumped out. I mean, the daughters jumped out.
Yeah.
Charging up their daughters. And it was like, and then you see your mom out there, you know, doing that. You know, what are you going to do?
Right.
Right along with her. You know what I mean? So it's just.
And the moms and parents be younger.
That's what I'm
younger
saying.
too.
Yes.
You know, having them at 14, 15, 16, 17 years old, so they're still young themselves. Friends and sisters and brothers growing in a parent household. Right? So they get to see their parents talking and acting a fool every single day.
Every single day.
So they're part of their upbringing as well.
Yep.
You know? Now, who is it? Is it your dad or your stepdad that's the pastor?
It's my biological dad. Is that? Yeah.
Okay.
And my stepdad. He's actually a deacon in a Catholic church.
Ooh.
Now, what part of the military was he in? What branch?
He was in the Army.
Okay.
Yeah, my stepdad was in the Army.
Stepdad was in the Army.
Yeah,
Did he travel a lot?
Yeah, he did. I hate to say his stepdad because
that's your dad.
I love him, man, they do. But my biological dad is like we're real close. You know, I didn't meet him till I was 16.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Then we linked back up when I was 20 years old, and we've been inseparable since. But you know,
that's cool.
Well, the reason we want to talk about it because you know the world knows about Fort Worth. And they know about the gang culture and the things that the legends that have come out of Fort Worth, and we want to let them know where you started from to where you are now.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And we don't want to harp on the negativity of what you did and things you saw. You know what I'm saying? Because we know your eyes probably saw some shit. You know what I'm saying? So, and what you're doing now. You know, Kenny, do me a favor, brother. Hit my button, bro. Yeah. I want to applaud you, bro. Like what you're doing now, it's what the world needs. Yeah. And I say this a lot on this show. We need 1,000 of you.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you fighting a uphill battle.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? It's hard for just one or two people to make a difference. But I know you, as long as you do your part.
Right.
Yeah.
If we get everybody to do their part, and get off the boo-boo. You know what I'm saying? Get out that bullshit and just help out. That's the only way we're going to see a difference in the world.
Yeah.
And just like a preacher, you know, I'm not a church-going guy. I'm not a religious guy, but I believe in
spiritual.
God. Yes,
spiritual.
Oh, yeah, God, Jesus Christ. I believe in all that.
Yeah.
But if I was in church, I would love to be at a church where the pastor had been through something.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Instead of just being, oh, holier than thou type of thing. You ain't really did no dirt. You ain't really did nothing.
That's right.
To where you could repent and just tell me, you know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Yeah, so when you reach out to the kids, I'm pretty sure they see you.
Yeah.
They see the picture of you and they say, oh, yeah, this dude done been through something.
They can relate.
Exactly. That's what I mean to say. They can relate to what you got going on. And it's easier for them to listen, to open up and listen to you.
That's right.
So when did you get your nonprofit started? Tell us the name of it again.
It's a Lamb for youth program.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what it is. And I ran it through my gym, my martial arts gym that I had. So I ran it through that. And now I'm a fight promoter, so I throw fights. I promote fights as well.
Yes.
Okay.
MMA and boxing and all that kind of stuff. I do exhibition fights, and we have this movement going on called Guns Down, Gloves Up.
Oh,
So I've become
are you a part of that?
Yeah, I've become a part of that, and I'm one of the main ones that run the program in Fort Worth,
Yes.
Dallas and stuff. So
that's big.
to try to bring all the guys together. There's one point I want to make. The reason why it's easy for me to do what I'm doing with the youth and the people, and the reason why it's easy for me not to give up on them is because even through my journey in life, I had people that came in from my family, mom. I had everybody that reached out to me and put their hands over me with love. So love really is the 4-letter word that saved my life.
That's real.
Okay, so people that knew I was headed through a direction, and they prayed for me, and they stayed with me because they believe in me. Because here's the thing, a lot of people saw in me even back then that I was going to be okay if I made it through.
Yes.
And they all saw that in me, and they never gave up on me. So because they didn't give up on me is the reason why I'm still here.
That's real.
I can say that.
The prayers.
Well, a lot of people can't say that, and I feel bad. There's a lot of brothers that don't have people that care about them and love them, you know what I'm saying?
That's real.
And I do have that, and I did have that.
How did you get involved with the martial arts?
Mom was
At what age?
I started training when I was like 8, 9 years old.
Oh, wow.
So mom was a martial artist, was a fighter. Dad was a fighter. Biological dad was a fighter. Uncles were fighters. Cousins was fighters. So it was part of the thing. I didn't think that I was going to be a part of it, but I was that kid that was going to karate class and boxing class with my mama and dad all the time, and then it was subconsciously in me, and then I started training and competing at an early age.
Yes.
And then I competed all the way till I was about 15, 16 years old, and then stopped because I wanted to be the street dude, wanted to kick it with, you know what I'm saying? Thought it was cool to catch cases and all that old crazy stuff. You see what I'm saying? So all that happened, and then I got back into it in my mid-20s, and then I started competing and fighting again.
Are you familiar with a brother named Anton Lucky?
Sounds familiar.
He's over this organization in Dallas called Urban Specialists.
Okay.
And he's over that chapter what is Gloves Up, Guns Down?
Guns Down, Gloves Up.
Yeah.
Okay. I probably know. He might have a nickname.
He started the Bloods in East Dallas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
my partner knows him. My business partner, Aday Hazley, as a yoga guy in Dallas, knows him. Yes, I heard about him.
He's made a tremendous transformation with his life as well.
Yeah.
So I applaud you, brothers, man.
Yeah.
Because it is another side.
Yeah.
If you make it through, and they tell us all the time it ain't two ways out.
Yeah.
You're out there in jail, but that's a lie.
Yeah.
Because you can come through it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, with the grace of God.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying, and make something better of your life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
free will and choice too.
Yes.
I had a desire to do better. So that's the difference. Like in my spirit, I knew I should have been doing something different.
Ooh, you sound like me. You had a conscience.
Yeah. Even when I was doing wrong.
Yes, me too.
That's what I said, man, no, it's got to be better than this. And I know better. We got to do. And that's what changed me, because I desired when my son was born, that triggered something.
Yeah.
My son's 23 now. He's actually a pro golf coach in McKinney now.
Shout out, brother.
But yeah, man, my little boy. But he's like,
write his number down.
He's when I saw that he was born, I was like, man, I can't keep doing this. I can't keep doing that. And so then that triggered the change.
That's real.
But it was still took me a while to get out the way. You know what I mean? But then I knew I was working towards something, and I knew I had something visually to look at to say, man, I got a beer. A lot of guys don't care. Unfortunately, they don't care enough about themselves or their children or their family to change. I did. Yeah. I had the desire, and I said, nah, I got to do this different. And that was the start of the change.
That's what's up.
Now, my wife, Miss Jazzy K, you know, she followed you, and you had a situation.
Yeah.
You want to?
Oh, I can talk now? I'm just playing. Just playing.
Hell.
All right. Kenny. Okay. Anyway, so like I said, I did ran across you from the news show where they were talking about the young man who unfortunately lost his life during breaking and entering, and that you had just recently started mentoring him. How did that affect you?
Well, it did, because here's the deal, and actually been working with these kids for so long, I get these calls a lot. So unfortunately, I done got used to getting these kind of calls, because I get them. Oh yeah, every other week. Right now, every other week, every 2 weeks, you know, every 3 weeks, somebody died. But this one was crazy because one of my buddies, Victor Neal, is over the Hope Farm after school program on the south side of Fort Worth.
Okay.
And so I met him taking my daughter to school. You know, we both, our daughters go to the same school. So he was like, man, same thing. He's like, man, I looked your stuff up online, checked out all your interviews. I would like for you to come talk to my kids. So I went to Hope Farm to go talk to the kids about, you know, getting in trouble and stuff like that. And one of his friends is a teacher at Rosemont Middle School. And so she reached out to him and said, hey, I need somebody to come up here and talk to Devin, which is a young man that passed, and this other kid.
Yeah.
He said, so come up here and talk to him. He goes, and he told her I got the right person. So they reached out to me. So I went up there, met the kid one time, came in the room. We had a good time. We had a good conversation. And he opened up to me well. 14 years old, he's in the 8th grade. We had a great talk. And he was actually excited to see me again. So this past Monday, a week ago, she hit me up on Monday and said, hey, can you come back this week to see Devin? I said, yeah. She go, he's excited to come see you. So I say, I'll come back and come see him. What day's best for you? She told me to come up Thursday. I said, bet, noon. Dropped my daughter off at school, came home. I was doing some notes for my promotion of my business, and I was about to get ready to take a shower to go see him. And I got a text message from her saying that he got murdered like around 3 a.m. this morning, you know. But some good came out of this, you know. I always say that because during that, when the news reached out to me, NBC reached out to me first, and then Fox, and then Star Telegram. What I told the news was this. I said, look, I'll do the interview long as you don't edit it messed up and you don't do it the way that you want to do it, because I know, you know how news people do it. I just told them, hey, because it's not about me. This is about this young man and other Devins out there. These young men. I was a Devin. I was these. So that's what it's about. And they did a good job. But in that, when I did the live, the mother of Devin reached out to me to talk to me. And I talked to her for like an hour. And then the mother of the young lady that killed Devin reached out to me. And I talked to her. And then later on that evening, the young lady herself that killed him reached out to me. And so I talked to both parties, and one party said, I would like to meet the mother.
Oh, wow.
And then the other one. And so I've been meditating. So now this Sunday, me and then all parties are going to meet this Sunday.
That's beautiful.
To talk. So that's a blessing. That's how I look at it.
That is.
So when you met Devin,
never know.
Did you see any of yourself, or younger, or yourself in him?
Absolutely. I mean, that's what got me. He had a lot of my ways. Built like me, looked kind of similar, charismatic, fun, laughing, goofy, but I also see in his eyes there was some trouble going on with him.
Yeah.
But I seen hope. A lot of hope is what I seen. He opened up. We had a good talk. We was there for about 45 minutes. Talk. I seen it. I seen a lot of myself. Class clown, goofy, but bad tempered, get mad. I stayed in trouble in school. I got kicked out of school so many times, and I've been, suspended so many times. So same thing with him. I seen the whole process.
Yeah.
And so that's why I was like, man. But his smile, I said, man, this kid's gonna make it. He's gonna be okay.
Did he mention any aspirations and dreams
I asked
for the future?
That was the hard part. I asked him, I said, if there's anything, do you have anything that you think about doing and wanting to do? And he said, and he was honest, he was like, not really.
Damn.
Not right now. That's kind of normal.
Let's say grade.
8th grade, 14,
yeah.
kind of normal. Some kids will say anything just to tell you something, but he was like, twisted his hair. He's like, I don't know. And I told him, I said, well, start thinking about that.
Yeah.
Start thinking about that.
Yeah, he's about to go to high school, so it's time to start thinking.
Yeah, because at 14, I don't know. I thought I was going to be an athlete.
Me too.
Play basketball, do something, But
man, I wanted to be so many different things.
Yeah, you don't know.
Then and what I ended up.
Yeah.
Right.
It just, don't know.
That's a riveting story, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you was able to come share it with us, and I know you got a million, like you say, every other week you get a sad phone call.
I do.
And I want you to keep pushing.
I will.
Keep pushing to help the community as much as you can, because we don't have enough of you.
Yeah.
I say it over and over again. And I encourage, the family members, if you could reach out to somebody, just say one person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you see a troubled child out there, just reach out to them.
Yeah.
And try to I don't know, mentor or,
Well, I think a lot of people, and I'm speaking to a lot of educators and a lot of the people that are around the children more than their parents are, have some grace. Because some teachers just look at a kid like a bad kid and you just write them off.
Yes.
But like you said, no one is born bad.
No.
It's things that happen. And, so.
And the ones that live, they end up becoming adults like that.
Right.
That's why I'm so hard. I don't want to say I'm so hard on the Black community, but it does sadden me that I see a lot of brothers going against each other and talking crazy. This internet stuff,
it's gas, it's fuel on the fire, bro.
It's unbelievable, man.
Yes.
I'm not. I like me. I have been one Black man in this world that never went against another brother, not even in affiliation. If I obviously on the red, I was on the red side. Whether he was on the blue side, whether he was on that side, I never looked at no other brother as an enemy. I've never seen in my whole life. I never looked at you and say, because you got that on or because you look like that, you act like that. I never looked at nobody like an enemy. They call them
ops now.
Yeah, that's what they call them. And I never looked at it as another Black man as an ops. That's why I get so frustrated when these brothers out here doing these kind of things, because I'm not that way.
The further how old are you? Remind me of
47.
Okay, so I think the further we get away from the unity that the Black community used to be, it's less and less of that, because it's every man for themselves.
Yeah.
I, me, and
I'm not gonna be that way.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fight, man, to the end, till I die.
So how can people reach out? Like if they want to be a part of?
Yeah, you can go to my website at lamb4.net, and you can reach me on Instagram at Derwin Lamb, 4, and then Facebook, Derwin Lamb as well.
Now spell your name, Derwin.
Okay, Derwin is D-U. It ain't normal like that. Not a brother name. D-U-R-W-Y-N. Last name is Lamb, L-A-M-B.
That's like CD Lamb, y'all. This CD Lamb cousin.
Yeah.
Don't be lying, because that'll be the part that go viral.
I got a joke. I be joking with my family. I be like, yeah, that's my son, y'all.
Yeah, for real. You a Cowboy fan?
I am.
You a real one then.
I am a Cowboy fan. Yeah.
So let's ask you this, since we on that, what we gonna do this year? Be realistic.
Every time I think there's a hope thing, I always feel like let down some way. Yeah. But because I'm from Texas and I'm gonna represent them out. And it's funny, I don't even watch football like that, y'all. Really? I only watch the Cowboys.
Oh yeah.
That's it. I mainly watch boxing or mixed martial arts and kickboxing and stuff like that. Yeah. So that's it.
And did you ever have any of your fighters make it to the UFC?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, 3 of them.
Oh, that's badass.
My first fighter was James Vick.
Okay.
And then I had a female fighter named Shauna Dobson. And then my last one he's in the UFC now that I trained is Kevin Holland.
Kevin Holland. Okay.
Yeah, and then I got a kid now named Kevin Fernandez that's probably about to get signed.
What's
and Cody Pfister. So
Cody Pfister.
Yeah.
Okay. Shout out, brothers.
Yeah.
What's too young for a young lady to be involved? Well, I shouldn't have said that. What's the right age for a young lady to start getting involved with martial arts?
Man, I think all kids should start about 7, 8 years old.
7, 8.
You know, I think that's the right age because earlier than that it's good too, but the attention span is. Mm-hmm. But I think the earlier the better. I suggest boxing and martial arts and Brazilian jiu-jitsu, all those things. I have a combination of experience in all those things, probably 37 years of all the above. I think that's a good thing for people because it does help with a lot of focus and discipline and, unity and togetherness, and then self-defense. I mean, the world we live in today, man, you need to learn something,
And I've been watching this little girl. Have you seen that little girl, Killer Cam?
Yeah, I know who she is.
Ooh.
Yeah. I don't know her, but I've seen her. Yeah,
she's a badass, ain't she?
Yeah. Watch out for her.
How old do you think that little girl is?
I think she's like
12,
12,
something like that.
She's a badass.
Yeah, but she's been training, you know what I mean?
Yeah, she has.
But, I can tell you, being a martial artist, that I can tell you what I gained from that is that most of the people that you see that do martial arts, they're very humble people.
Oh, yeah.
The ones that can really kill you and take your head off are the nicest people in the world.
Yeah, because they already know.
That's why I tell people, you don't know who you fucking with.
Yeah.
You better leave that nigga alone.
Okay.
Nigga break something on you real fast. You got some shout outs, brother?
No, well, shout out to you all for having me
no doubt
on the show. And just really shout out to all the brothers and sisters in the world. And just, I got prayers for everybody because we're in a crisis in this world. And just shout out to God for keeping me alive and allowing me to do the things that I'm able to do, and my family and my kids, because those are the people that, they're the reason why I'm alive.
That's real.
And God using them as a vessel to pray for me. So
that's real.
Already.
So, brother, we sure appreciate you coming.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
This has been an excellent interview, man.
Thank you.
Say, I got Derwin Lamb. See the Lamb's uncle? My bad. No, he said he was a nephew.
Son.
Oh, you saying it's your son?
Yeah.
My bad. I got it twist.
I got
See the Lamb daddy, y'all.
Find this dude, man.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
You might need to do one of them DNA tests. Y'all might be related down the,
Nah, the only thing crazy about that is that I'm not biologically a Lamb. I'm really a Washington.
Okay.
Yeah, my last name, originally is Washington. So,
Hey, you a Lamb. You know what I'm talking about? I got Derwin Lamb in the house. You know what I'm talking about?
Hey, I represent that name well, because the man that took care of me is Lamb. So that's where we're going. You know what I'm saying?
He adopted you?
He did.
Oh, that's
him and my sister when we was younger. So yeah,
that's real, man.
That's my guy.
Man, Derwin Lamb's in the house, baby. He's a real super tight guest.
Know I'ma get some game tuned in with super tight. Yeah, I get the low from Big Bobo from the front seat, not no photos.